didn't understand it, why you felt alone. You were in it for real. She was in her phone, and you were just a pose. And don't we try to love, love? We give it all we got. You finally left the table, and what a simple thought. You're starving till you're not. And all of the foes and all of the friends have messed up before, they'll mess up again. Life is a song, it ends when it ends. You move on. And that's when I told you it's alright. You were dancing through the lightning strikes, sleepless in the onyx night. But now the sky is open light. Oh, my Lord.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. That playing in the background there, of course, is the latest from, I hate to say it, Taylor Swift. Opalite is the name of the song, If You Care. Also with me this morning, of course, is Stephen Woodward. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, LeaderMan. Good morning, everybody, on this Taylor-free Tuesday in the Sandhills.
All right, don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live audio stream and video stream. They're both available to you from our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says On the Air Listen Live. That's our broadcast stream, the audio only. If you're looking for the audio and video, go to the middle of the homepage where it says Watch Live Video. Click that sentence and you're watching that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. Let's see here. It's going to be a nice day before it's all said and done. Maybe a little bit humid, but we'll see about that. Officially, though, we're calling for mostly sunny skies today, 83 for a high. You knew if the temperature went up, the humidity would go up. Tonight, partly cloudy, 65. Tomorrow, rain showers likely in the morning, giving way to partly cloudy by afternoon. 70% chance of getting wet. Wednesday night, maybe some showers, thunderstorms linger on. Look for a low of 55. And for Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 68. Friday, 74. Let's make that 71 under mostly sunny skies. Over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 71 and 70, respectively, under sunny skies. Right now, around the Sandhills, winds are calm. Pressure 3023, dew point 62. Humidity 99%. We have some light fog here and there, and 62 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM at WEEB.
And all of the friends have messed up before, they'll mess up again. Life is a song, it ends when it ends.
I might do this first thing if I can find it quick enough, where looks like most of her album is plagiarized. We played you yesterday how that song, what is it called, Stevie? Fate of Ophelia. Fate of Opalite. No, Ophelia. Was just a basic knockoff of another song.
Isn't that illegal in about 12 states?
You would think.
What's her new name? Taylor Theft? Is that her new name?
No, I pay rights to this crap.
No, her, I mean. She's plagiarizing.
Well, let me see if I can pull it up here quick enough. Okay. More comparisons are being made about Taylor Swift's new songs sounding like older songs. Here's her hook from Opalite, matched up with 1982's 1 + 1 = 2, Enamorados by Luis Miguel. Yesterday we featured Swift-Jonas Brothers matchup that was too close to deny it's heavily borrowed. A source around the Jonas crew says they won't be interested in pursuing any copyright infringement against Taylor. Oh no, she can make or break you. But here is the mashup for today between the Enamorados. The song's called Plus One. 1 + 1 = 2. Enamorados by Louise Miguel. You be the judge.
My mama told me it's
Wait a minute. Shut up.
Hey, I didn't say anything.
This thing's acting like Napster, like it's taken the hell over. Let me see. Where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? Get up here. Okay. Back it up. All right, now we can play. God darn it, will you quit playing the song? Damn, shut up. Golly. You
I'm
hit
scared.
quit and it keeps on going. Got a show to do here and they don't need their crap. That was, anyway, here we go.
my mama told me it's alright.
Here's the
You
matchup.
were dancing through the lightning strikes, sleepless in the onyx night. But now the sky is open light. Oh, has enamorados.
Here it comes.
Somos dos enamorados de un amor dulce, libre y claro. Al soñar, vamos poco a poco. It's open light. Oh,
Now they're both playing.
oh.
Now tell me that isn't stolen material.
All I got to say is I'd rather have an MRI at this point, but what do I know?
Yeah, well, I kid you not. Every time, since I don't monetize our video and audio stream, I don't get into too much trouble with YouTube, because every time I play a bit that's from a show or something, whatever the bit might be, I get an email from YouTube saying this is copyrighted material. But since you aren't monetizing it, have at it. Because it does nothing but promote their stuff without me making a dime off of it.
So I can't pitch my favorite
No.
my favorite
They'll
water.
probably copyright that too.
Here it is, Essentia,
And be careful, you get me kicked off for 2 weeks.
pH balanced.
Anyway, so that's, they got their little bots everywhere roaming around. And like I said, by the time I play it 2 minutes later, I got an email about it.
Wow.
Because they'd
Well-
hate not to suck every damn dime out of it.
I, for one, would be perfectly fine if you never played another moment of Taylor Swift.
Well, you wouldn't have known it if I hadn't told you.
Yeah, that's true.
You were sitting there bouncing your head to it.
Sure.
So stick your head out here. Let me whack it off so
I
it can't
was,
happen
yeah.
again.
Well, I'm just naturally upbeat, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say before you interrupted? It was impotent too.
About the YouTube censors or something?
No, I did that. It'll come to me. Well, it was a dramatic Monday Night Football, if you stayed up and watched it. The win for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kansas City had scored a touchdown with only 1:45 left in the game, and Kansas City was up 28-24. But Kansas City committed a couple of penalties, and the Jags were first and goal on the 1-yard line. Quarterback Trevor Lawrence had his foot stepped on by his own teammate. One of the linemen backed up the block for him and stepped on his foot. Or I should say the side of his foot, which got him knocked to the ground. Well, you thought, man, they're going to tackle him right there and game's over and Kansas City wins. But he fell down on the 6, stumbled while getting up, took him a couple of tries, but ended up running it in for what would turn out to be the winning touchdown. And the Jags win 31-28.
What a stud, man.
Here is the call
Yeah.
from,
Wow.
oh, gosh, man, what a draw a blank all of a sudden. I'll come to me.
Now Lawrence goes down, has to get up, breaks a tackle, touchdown Jacksonville.
He was able to score. Oh, man.
One of the more exciting 1-yard touchdown runs you'll ever see.
No, there's no kidding about that.
Now, that's Joe Buck doing the play-by-play. And
Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, ESPN, Monday Night
yeah.
Football. Yeah. Yeah, that kid.
Here's the thing, though. When they had Aikman and Joe Buck standing side by side, Joe Buck looked like he was like 5'2". And so I looked up his height, along with Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman measures in at 6'5", probably a lie. He's probably 6'4".
He's a studly. He was an
Now,
NFL
here comes the
quarterback.
biggest lie. Joe Buck says he's 6'1", which is a bunch of hooey. There's no way he's 6'1". He might be 5'10", but the rest of it's pure exaggeration in his own mind.
I have fond memories of Joe's father, Jack Buck, who back in the day,
Well, he taught Joe
everything.
how to be a good play-by-play guy.
Jack was play-by-play for the St. Louis Cardinals, and what was the station in St. Louis, KMOX, had such a powerful signal that you could pick it up late at night on a transistor radio from all
Well, that
over
was before all the
Yeah.
channels got crowded up.
Right. So I listened to Jack Buck, in Virginia, doing a St. Louis Cardinals game.
Now, this next one is you be the judge. We'll play a bit here of a little smart aleck lady in a restaurant. And she's got a screaming kid.
Oh.
And you're going to hear the screams. And somebody sitting next to her said, can you get your kid under control? The rest of us like to eat in peace here. And then she comes down on him like, you're the one with the problem. You'll hear it. Here it comes.
So this gentleman here is telling me to tell my 8-month-old to stop screaming because he has sensitive ears. I know it's loud, but he's an adult. He can leave, and he chooses not to leave. He's choosing me to tell me to take my baby out because he has sensitive ears. She's a child, sir. It's not me. I didn't do anything.
You're causing this whole restaurant to have to hear our discussion. They don't want to eat that. They want to eat their food.
You came to me about my child, did you not? You can't remove yourself from this restaurant. No, you're disrespectful, you're entitled, and you're being privileged right now.
I'm not responsible for the way that men have probably mistreated you in the past. And
Man, I'm a happily married woman. What are you talking about, baby? I'm 10 years next week, so no one has mistreated me. You've been disrespectful.
Maybe he needs to go stand next to her table and go, hey.
Was
Now
that,
you can get up and leave.
If I didn't know better, I'd say that might have been Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett from Texas.
It might have been.
Sounded like her.
This went on for 3 minutes. The manager finally came over to calm her down so the restaurant could get back to business as usual, I guess complete with the screams. As he did, the kid screamed twice as loud. So what should have happened? I think the manager should have come over and kicked her smart ass out. So you come back when you can control your kids or you leave them at home. I got an established meant to run, and you're running it. People come here to enjoy a nice meal, and you run it. And you're saying, oh, I can leave whenever I choose. I choose to be here, and you came into my space and interrupted it with that kid of yours that you obviously haven't raised with any manners. Right?
Right. I have an issue with adults who bring small infant-aged children
Babies.
to church services.
Oh.
Because they're very disruptive, and they seem to be hesitant to take them out of the
Your
sanctuary.
church have a daycare?
Uh,
Most churches do.
yeah, but some, if the baby is really tiny, the mother would be hesitant to drop it off. I understand that too. But man, can they disrupt a worship service as
Well, she should immediately get up and leave.
I know that, but our culture seems to have this certain tolerance for screaming children. Of course, the worst is on airplanes when you can't.
The kid was screaming like
escape.
that, like the kid did in the restaurant. I'd be all in her stuff. And if that didn't work, I go to the management and say, either you stop it or you start giving me a refund.
Wow.
I'm not sitting here through this crap.
Let's go out to dinner sometime. It sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Never a dull moment.
Well, you're entitled to your peace there.
Sure you are.
And sit at the table and enjoy it. But if you got somebody at your table is loud and drunk, it's up to you to get them under control. If not, the management can tell everyone to leave.
That's true. If you put the shoe on the other foot and the screaming is coming from a heavily intoxicated adult, that would never be tolerated.
Yeah.
That drunken adult would be shown the door.
Tell them to call the police.
Screaming or not.
Well, I don't know about you, but it seems like getting your car serviced costs about twice as much as it used to. Like over the last year, we got Biden to cause a shortage of oil. And
oil.
It's 2 syllables. I'm sorry, it's 1 syllable. Oil. Everybody else says oil.
Oh.
What do you say?
Depends on who I'm with.
How do you normally say it?
I guess it would be.
What kind of change is it?
Crude oil. Did I say it right?
You say oil.
Crude
you say
oil.
2 syllables. Is
Crude
wrong.
oil.
Yes,
Well,
crude oil.
We shouldn't belabor the topic. But anyway, you were saying that car repair is becoming more expensive?
Yeah. But case in point, a young mechanic in Texas went viral after showing how his shop prices for basic oil changes have doubled over the past year from $40 to $80. Here's Skylar breaking it down on this video.
They went up again to $79.99 or $120 for a full synthetic, which is actually competitive pricing for an oil change right now, which just doesn't make any sense because you can go buy 5 quarts of oil for like $30 at Amazon, but somehow the price of labor is what's bringing the price of the oil changes up. Meanwhile, the people doing the labor don't get any pay raise or anything, so I don't know.
Yeah, did you vote for Joe Biden? Well, you only have yourself to blame.
There you go. You got a lube job from him, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's check in with the late night eunuch boys to see if they pay their staff about $50,000 per joke per night, and we'll see if any of these were worth the price.
Organizers in Denver hosted a Taco Bell Ultra Marathon where participants stop and eat at 9 Taco Bell locations over a 31-mile course and must order a Chalupa Supreme by the 4th stop and an ambulance by the 5th.
Taylor broke multiple Spotify records, including most streams in a single day, with the fate of Ophelia. Shakespeare was like, I doth slayeth again.
The pharmacy chain Rite Aid announced last week that it has officially closed all of its locations. Oh, tough break for the thousands of customers who are still in line.
Yeah, you're just so damn funny. You want to laugh at a company who put it all on the line and went out of business, which means thousands of their employees lose their job. Oh,
Correct.
yeah, you're just a delight, Myers.
I'm surprised they wouldn't have been a candidate for acquisition.
Well, I think I read where they tried to get someone to buy it out, but hasn't happened yet.
Interesting.
Probably will now that the stock is way down. They're just down to inventory on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what today is, and if you don't know what today is, well, here's a hint. We forgive you.
It's National Forgiveness and Happiness Day, a day to tell those who hurt you that it's okay. Like your roommate who never refills the Brita pitcher, your husband who said $118 is too much for yoga pants from Lululemon, your teen who never resets the mirrors after borrowing the car, your coworker who reheats fish in the break room microwave, the guy at the gym who didn't wipe down the leg press, those 2 shirtless D-bags who take up the whole park to play ultimate frisbee. And of course, your wife. All she had to do was say, yes, honey, your old high school football jersey still fits. Instead, she laughed. National Forgiveness and Happiness Day. Forgive today. Except for your neighbor who parks his Cybertruck in front of your house. Screw that guy.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that.
And if your teenager changes your mirrors, well, you need a car like mine where the mirrors have a memory and will turn back to where you had it.
Sure, with the seat adjustment and the whole bit.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, now we have told you what the headlines are for today, but we must ask, what about the not headline news?
This is not headline news. Air Canada now offers complimentary alcohol to passengers. If Spirit did that, there would be no survivors. Jamie Kennedy says he plans to do a sequel to Malibu's Most Wanted. Then he continued to fill someone's coffee order. A substitute teacher in Vermont was caught with cocaine in class. Students knew there was something wrong when she appeared to enjoy her job. And Busch Light is giving free beer to people who change their name to Hunter. Or you can just keep your name the same and enjoy good beer. This is not headline news.
Yeah, not that yucky tasting Bud Light.
Yeah, I never saw the attraction to those Bud Light type products anyway, but what do I know?
Well, extremely popular YouTuber Mr. Beast made a video message to himself 10 years ago to be played 10 years in the future. Well, that time is now. So here he is watching it. He was only 17 when he made it.
Hi, me in 10 years.
Hey.
You're going to see this in 2025.
Oh my god.
It's 2015 for me right now.
Oh, this is crazy. Look how young I look.
Dude, what if I'm dead?
Thankfully, not dead.
If I don't have 1 million subscribers when you see this video, my entire life has been a failure.
We actually have dozens of channels with millions of subscribers.
But by the time you see this, I'll have finished high school.
I did finish high school.
Gone to college.
Technically, I went to college. I went for 2 weeks, and then I thought it was super boring and didn't go. It was a community college. We could not afford real college.
Probably be doing YouTube as a job, hopefully. Maybe.
All right.
That was kind of a shot at community college.
Well, he mentions that his family didn't have a lot of money, and many people said he wouldn't make it as a YouTuber. Now, as far as community colleges go, if you're looking for a trade, well, that's a smart way to go. You can learn it, get in, get out, take the courses that actually apply to your interest, and you don't necessarily even need the associate degree. You just need the skills coming out. Like if you're going to do auto body work the rest of your life, you enjoyed it.
You need certification. That's it.
Well, they got an auto body shop there.
That's
that
right.
You can learn from. Same with heat and air and plumbing. In fact, the plumbing night teaches the course there for that.
That's what I've heard that on these very airwaves.
And usually when you do learn the trade, you can get a job right away. Versus you go get a business management degree or even better, a philosophy degree.
Yes.
You know, they just lined up out the door to hire a philosopher.
How about environmental studies? That's a good one. Mm-hmm. By the way, say a little prayer for me today. I have to sit through an all-day meeting of the Sandhills Community College Board of Trustees.
Well, we can send the screaming kid over there to liven things up.
We've got some other screamers that will probably be present, but anyway, they get a little nervous when I show up because I refuse to check my brain at the door. You know, so what can I tell you?
Let's see here if I can line this up quick enough. Oh, it'd be down here. Stupid criminal news. Stupid jokes, good news, lifestyle. Nope, not there. Doggone it. Here it is. Got it. Now, all we need is the background stuff to go with it. We'll need that one, and we'll need that one. Now we can play some radio.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad dreams.
All right, my friends, it's time once again. Strap on that gun, pin on that badge, as we step forth and become a lawman. Well, people can do crazy things when they feel jilted by an ex, but there's got to be a story behind this. 28-year-old woman in Florida named Gabrielle France was arrested last week after she was caught throwing dozens of tampons into her ex-boyfriend's lawn. Now he lives there with his new girlfriend. It's unclear why she did it, but reports say there were about 75 to 100 tampons. She had also painted them red so it would look like, well, you know what they would look like. Gabrielle initially denied that she was there or even knew where her ex lived, but when she was shown
Tuesday
security
morning,
cameras,
maybe not quite as chilly as the past few mornings.
Yeah.
Overall, fairly comfortable.
She had to
though.
admit it.
As we head into the afternoon, we're just about as warm as the past few afternoons. Highs mainly in the mid-80s under a partly cloudy sky. Clouds increasing overnight with temperatures dropping into the mid to upper 60s. This ahead of a front that brings in some showers and storms late morning into the afternoon Wednesday. High temperatures 78 to 80 degrees. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
Key news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rick Thomason. As of today, the federal government has been shut down for a week.
They're inflicting real pain on real Americans, and they seem not to care. They're playing political games.
House Speaker Mike Johnson blaming Democrats as the Senate again failed to pass a short-term Republican spending bill. It would get everyone back to work while work on longer-term bills would continue.
We take no pleasure in this because it's not just a cat and mouse game. It's not a political contest between R's and D's. We've got millions of Americans being seriously adversely affected right now.
Meanwhile, President Trump says Republicans haven't closed the door on negotiations.
We are speaking with the Democrats, and some very good things could happen with respect to health care.
The second anniversary of the Hamas terror attack on innocent Israelis is not passing unnoticed in Israel, where there are commemorations taking place today, honoring the dead and praying for the safe return of all of the hostages still being held by Hamas in Gaza after all this time. President Trump strikes another blow for American energy independence, greenlighting an Alaska mining road project that had been shelved by the Biden administration.
The president announced he's moving ahead with a proposed 211-mile road through an Alaska wilderness to allow mining of copper, cobalt, gold, and other minerals. It's called the Ambler Road Project, which was approved in Donald Trump's first term, but it was later blocked by the Biden administration, which cited threats to wildlife and harm to Alaska Native tribes that rely on hunting and fishing. Greg Clugston, Washington.
On Wall Street this morning, stock futures bouncing between small gains and modest losses. Right now, the Dow futures are up about 5 points. The NASDAQ futures ahead 5.5. S&P futures 2 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Dennis Prager here for AmFed Coin and Bullion. I've always been a strong believer in precious metals investment, and I've always been fascinated with rare coin collecting. But owning the wrong coins that only make dealers a lot of money can be catastrophic for your investment portfolio. AmFed Coin and Bullion specializes in taking people out of non-performing coin portfolios and turning them into gold, silver, or platinum bullion. They tailor a portfolio based on your goals and not what they want to sell you. You'll never experience scare tactics, misleading hype, or high-pressure sales from owner Nick Grovich and his very knowledgeable staff. They will evaluate your portfolio, show you how your coins have performed, and take the time to educate you on the ugly industry practices so that you can make an informed decision. Smart people can make very bad investments when they're under pressure and lack the facts. Call 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. AmericanFederal.com.
The man who tried to assassinate a Supreme Court justice has been sentenced.
Nicholas Roski was arrested before he could kill Brett Kavanaugh, and he could have gotten 30 years in prison. Instead, he received an 8-year term from U.S. District Judge Deborah Boardman, who says she specifically took into account the fact that Roski is now living as a woman. Boardman stated that in sentencing she was influenced by, quote, the fact that she is a transgender woman and will be sent to a male-only prison facility. Michael Harrington reporting.
French President Macron is facing a political crisis in the aftermath of his prime minister's resignation. This marks Macron's fourth prime minister in just over a year. The political uncertainty in France is affecting investor confidence as well as efforts to address the nation's deficit. Macron's authority appears to be waning, his options limited, parliament's divided with no party holding a majority, making governance difficult. Townhall.com. A New Jersey man faces charges following his arrest at Washington's St. Matthew's Cathedral.
Washington, D.C. police arrested Louis Gary of Vineland, New Jersey, on the steps of the cathedral Sunday morning. Police said they found suspicious materials inside a tent he had set up on the steps of the church. Gary was arrested and charged with unlawful entry, threats to kidnap or injure a person, and possession of a Molotov cocktail. He also had vials of liquid and what appeared to be fireworks. St. Matthew's Cathedral was celebrating the Red Mass, an annual mass to mark the start of the U.S. Supreme Court term. Bill Alexander, Washington.
India's leading body of airline pilots is asking the country's civil aviation regulator to investigate the Boeing 787 Dreamliner fleet for electrical issues. The call comes after one of the planes abruptly deployed an emergency power system midair. It happened over the weekend. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Beaver Equipment in Aberdeen is under new ownership, but you'll still find the same great products like Walker Mowers and Echo Power Equipment, and the same outstanding service for all your outdoor power equipment needs, no matter the brand. We're Joel and Kaylee Cagle, try to continue the tradition of quality and care you've come to expect from Beaver Equipment. So stop by and see us, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, at 2833 East Indiana Avenue, at the intersection of Highway 211 near Coldcraft, or call us at 910-944-0402.
7 days a week, we're on the job. John Cole's Plumbing Professionals. Fast, friendly, quality service. You know we can do it all. Don't just call a plumber. Call a professional. John Cole's Plumbing Professionals.
With me now is retired Air Force Colonel Andy Orander. Of course, Andy, you've had some recent pain. Tell us about that as well as what you decided to do about it.
Yeah, I had some issues with my L5 and S1 joint, walking around like Walter Brennan, a lot of pain. And I went to a chiropractor. It was Dr. Wright at Pinecone, and she did this thing called Pressure Wave, and I highly recommend that to everybody.
Was it easier than you thought, or was it a painful experience?
It was non-painful, non-invasive. It's something I never really knew about.
And did it work, and would you gladly recommend it?
Absolutely, 100% it worked. I'd never heard of it before, and I recommend it to everybody I meet who have any kind of pain, arthritis.
If you're suffering from pain, why not schedule a free, no-obligation appointment with Dr. Sharon Wright at Pinecone Medical Center. Call 910-420-1911 or visit on the web at pineconemedicalcenter.com.
When trying to add the perfect window treatment becomes overwhelming, contact the professionals at Comfort Made Blinds. With quality brands like Graver and their expert advice, measuring, installation, and their warranties, all you need to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy your new window treatments. To get your Graver products and others, schedule your free measurement by calling Comfort Made Blinds at 910-692-5500 or visit the showroom at 195 Pinehurst Avenue next to Main Street Glass in Southern Pines. Mention this ad and take 10% off your next purchase.
When Mother Nature unleashes its fury, will your roof hold up? With Creed & Garner Roofing, the answer is yes, and the experts agree. They've just won the 2025 Platinum Preferred Contractor Award from Owens Corning for product excellence, providing what their customers already know. Creed & Garner installs roofs that last. From repairs to full replacements, their certified team delivers unbeatable quality and peace of mind. That's why they've been in business for over 40 years in the Sandhills. Call Creed & Garner Roofing at 910-944-0520 for a free estimate.
Meet Leroy. After a recent illness, he found himself struggling to care for both himself and his beloved wife.
After I got sick with pneumonia, it was hard to keep up with all the things I needed to do, like care for my wife, the house, just everything. So my daughter did some research into caregivers, and we decided to contact Griswold Care Pairing. What we liked about Griswold was the flexibility and services they provided.
Griswold understands the challenges Leroy faces. Our caregivers provide the support he and his wife needed in the comfort of their own home.
Having a Griswold caregiver that we can rely on makes all the difference.
For compassionate care tailored to your needs, call me, Robert Bonville, at Griswold Care Pairing of Pinehurst, 910-420-2360. That's 910-420-2360. Or go online to griswoldcare.com/Pinehurst.
Are you a DIY person, a do-it-yourselfer? That's great for so many things, but not for your Medicare insurance. Hi, this is insurance agent Phyllis Owens. I've done every Medicare insurance company and plan here for years. It's what I do, it's all I do, and my expert help costs you absolutely nothing. Nothing, ever. Medicare is complicated, but you don't have to do it yourself. Call our office at 910-684-8814.
NCI News, I'm Mike Rayleigh. The government shutdown and an increase in sick-outs have caused a shortage of air traffic controllers. This woman was asked about the government shutdown causing her to get stuck at Denver International Airport.
We don't have to be on the same side, but we can have a conversation and we can figure it out.
Renewed calls for safety on the light rail system in Charlotte had several stops swarming with security officers. The changes come after the deadly August 2nd stabbing of Irina Zaruska and the push for public safety reform that followed. Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles.
I want to be clear that I hear often from our neighbors, our residents, the people that live in this great city, who just want to feel safe.
At Hostage Square in Tel Aviv today, Israelis and visitors shared their thoughts and memories of October 7th attack 2 years ago.
It's absolutely appalling that they're still hostages 2 years later.
The Greenville City Council voted 5-0 to voluntarily dismiss its lawsuit against Camping World over the giant American flag at its location in the city. The action comes after HB 926 went into effect Monday, which includes a provision that will prevent local governments from restricting the size of official government flags on private property. Greenville Mayor P.J. Connolly tells WITN.
I've been against the lawsuit the entire time. I think it's not a great use of the city's resources for us to be fighting something like that. I'm thankful, though, that hopefully this will end it.
The Carolina Classic Fair in Winston-Salem is now underway. Among those on hand for the official opening, Winston-Salem Mayor Alan Joyne.
It's destined to be another great family event this year. It's really second to none, in my opinion, and we're proud to have this tradition here in Winston-Salem for the 143rd time.
You're listening to NCI News.
When people put their feet under a table, it means more than just consuming food. Getting the restaurant back open, that meant to the community a lot of normalcy. The public health department checked the wells so that we knew where we could get water that was able to be used.
And it was neighbor helping neighbor, and I'm so proud to work in this little small county.
NC Public Health, everywhere, every day, everyone.
For North Carolina high school seniors, the countdown to college is on. And at CFNC, we've got all the resources and information needed to get you on campus next year. Take College Application Week, for example. Did you know you can apply for free at many North Carolina colleges from October 20th through October 26th? Sure can. Don't miss the opportunity to save some money applying to college. And for more help, visit cfnc.org/C2C.
The GOP has upset the FBI analyze the phone records of some Republican lawmakers. Michael Wallace of CBS says that.
A newly released document lists 8 senators and 1 House member whose phone records the FBI scrutinized 2 years ago as part of its investigation into President Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. The Bureau could only see the dates and times of the phone calls, including calls with the president the night of the Capitol riot. Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley calls it an unconstitutional breach. He wants FBI Director Kash Patel and Attorney General Pam Bondi to hold accountable those involved.
Today is Election Day in many parts of North Carolina. Voters will be going to the polls to make their voices heard in city council races, mayoral contests, and other municipal elections. Illegal crossings along the Mexican border have dropped to their lowest level since 1970. More from CBS's Michael Wallace.
Federal statistics obtained by CBS News show Border Patrol agents nabbed 238,000 migrants crossing the border illegally in the fiscal year that ended last week. That's a huge drop from the record 2.2 million apprehensions made in 2022. The Trump administration has shut down Biden-era programs that allowed some migrants who entered the U.S. illegally to stay.
On our southern border, we have successfully repelled a colossal invasion.
The ACLU is challenging the administration's border policies in court, calling them inhumane and draconian.
The North Carolina State Fair starts in Raleigh next week on Thursday, October 13th. State Ag Commissioner Steve Troxler tells us they're making good use of the Cross Fairground chairlift.
That has been a welcome addition to the fairgrounds, and we call it the State Fair Flyer, and people can get in, get on one end down next to Heritage Circle and ride all the way across up to the upper edge of the fairgrounds and enjoy the view, and then return and go back at any time they'd like to.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
It's a pretty mild morning out there, overall fairly comfortable, however, with temperatures mainly in the upper 50s and lower 60s. High temperatures today reaching into the mid-80s under a partly cloudy sky. Partly to mostly cloudy overnight with lows in the mid to upper 60s. Then by Wednesday, a cold front brings in a good chance of rain and storms late morning into the early afternoon. High 78 to 80 degrees. We're breezy and much cooler by Thursday. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, we have sunny skies, 63 degrees, humidity 99%, 2.62, winds are calm, pressure 30.24. That's 30.24. It is 8:15 straight up. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Tuesday morning. The North Carolina Governor's Highway Safety Program is urging drivers to follow the speed limit as part of a statewide enforcement campaign called Operation Crash Reduction. The campaign, which runs through October 12th, is focused on reducing motor vehicle deaths caused by speeding, distracted driving, and other unsafe driving behaviors. Historically, October has a high number of deadly crashes in North Carolina and on the roadways compared to other months. Last year, 156 people lost their lives in motor vehicle crashes in October. 29% of the 41,000 people who died in motor vehicle crashes nationwide in 2023 were related to speeding. An estimated 325,000 people were injured in traffic crashes involving distracted drivers in 2023. In other words, they were probably on their phone. Throughout the campaign, North Carolina law enforcement agencies will increase patrols and implement radar operations and speed display signs. Law enforcement agencies across the state conducted a total of 1,400 checkpoints and patrols as part of last year's campaign. These efforts led to 30,000 total traffic and criminal violations. That'll fill up a courthouse. And 2,200 speeding violations. For more information and statistics on speeding in North Carolina, visit it's little.losealot.com or .gov, excuse me. As the Moore County Board of Commissioners considers expanding services at the county's animal shelter, a petition launched by a group of Moore Animal Alliance is pressing for an overall, if not overseeing animal care services. The change.org petition, that's change.org petition, titled Animal Owners and Citizens of Moore County Join Us, calls for removing the Sheriff's Office from Animal Services, creating a new county department that reports directly to management, and hiring a professional animal welfare director to run long-term operations. It also seeks programs to reduce shelter intake, lower euthanasia rates, and involve volunteers in the design of any future shelters. Moore County is considering a bond to fund a new shelter in preparation to move our growing county forward, reads the petition. It goes on to say, with respect to animal welfare, we request that the Sheriff's Office relinquish Animal Services in its entirety, and that Animal Services is established as an independent department to report to county management. That a professional director of animal welfare is hired to create and oversee long-term plans for animal services. Commissioners, however, have already endorsed the plan to add an in-house surgical suite and hire a full-time veterinarian at the Carthage facility. Commissioner Nick Persono previously stated that the project pays for itself by reducing euthanasia rates and lowering adoption costs. All commissioners voiced their support and hoped that the new facility and program would be a significant upgrade. Despite that progress, the Moore Animal Alliance and similar groups argue that the county should remove the Sheriff's Office from animal welfare entirely. That's your latest Sandhills news this morning from the Sandhills Sentinel. And, of course, you can always go to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It's 8:20. Sports is next right here on WEEB.
Stay in the game with the Clark Chevrolet Cadillac Sports Report. Family owned and operated for over half a century, they do it all. Sales, service, parts, collision repair, and they never charge a dock fee. Nestled in the heart of Pinehurst, Clark Chevrolet Cadillac, fueling your passion for sports.
NCN Sports, I'm John Champion. The ACC basketball tip-off is underway in Charlotte. Expect new looks and new challenges for the women's teams. That's because 11 of the 15 players who earned all ACC first-team honors last year are gone. Monday, the Triangle women's basketball teams all participated. For the Wolfpack and Tar Heels, they lost a lot at the top of their rosters. Who they were a year ago will require new leadership and a new style of play. Duke women's basketball coach Carol Lawson says there's a philosophy about playing a tough non-conference schedule.
The philosophy is really to get exposed, and I think it's really hard to get exposed in games you win by 60 or 70. So if you're playing a ton of those, then I don't think you know a lot about your team.
North Carolina State maybe lost the most out of the Triangle teams, and this year they have no seniors on the roster. So it's junior guard Zoe Brooks forced to step up. She says she's ready for the challenge.
I think I kind of stay in the same mindset that I've been had. Just I want to do whatever it takes for my team to win. So if that involves getting more assists, then I'm going to do that. If it involves scoring more, then I'm going to do that. Defending, whatever it takes to win, I'll do it.
To baseball, where Blake Snell demonstrated exceptional play on the mound as the Dodgers held off the Phillies 4-3 for a 2-0 lead in the National League playoffs. Milwaukee Brewers' Jackson Chourio hit a 3-run homer in Game 2 of their playoff series against the Chicago Cubs. The Brewers lead that series 2-0. Tonight in the AL playoffs, Seattle's at Detroit, and Toronto visits the Yanks. In NFL action Monday night, Chiefs versus Jaguars in an exciting ending. Trevor Lawrence tripped, got up, and scrambled for a 1-yard touchdown with 23 seconds remaining, and the Jacksonville Jaguars held on to beat Kansas City 31-28. Lawrence ran for 2 touchdowns on the night and also threw for a score, helping balance a performance that included 2 turnovers. Patrick Mahomes accounted for 2 touchdowns, and Kareem Hunt ran for 2 scores for the Chiefs. You're listening to NCN Sports.
North Carolina ranks second in the nation in potential agricultural land lost by the year 2040. The NC Forever Farms program supports the preservation of family farms through permanent agricultural conservation easements and has received a record number of applications for 3 straight years. Landowners interested in preserving their working farm through the Farmland Preservation Division of the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services can learn more by visiting ncadfp.org.
At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, you're more than a policy, you're family. With offices in every county, we're close by when it matters most. Our local agents customize coverage to fit your life. And our award-winning claims team delivers fast, quality repairs. It's no surprise Forbes ranked us the #1 auto insurer in America. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
LeBron James retiring? We could find out today. The Lakers superstar has dropped a teaser video on social media that's got the sports world buzzing. KNX Radio's Brian Ping has the story.
James is nearing the end of his legendary basketball career. He's about to turn 41 and is entering his 23rd season in the NBA. James just dropped a 10-second promo of him sitting down across a table from an interviewer underneath the words, "The Second Decision." This could be anything from putting the rumors of imminent retirement to bed to something entirely unrelated to his athletic career. But one thing is certain, a lot of people will be watching when it drops at noon Eastern.
Checking the college football rankings, Ohio State remains number 1 but received fewer first-place votes. Miami has moved to number 2 in the AP poll, and Texas Tech has achieved its highest ranking since 2008. John Champion, NCN Sports.
Sometimes you just want to say
1 million Americans have already done all their Christmas shopping.
It's celebration all year round. How about that?
97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB. We've got you by the ears.
Oh, my God!
Summer's over and your pool is about to look like a pumpkin spice swamp. Don't panic. Call the pros at Southern Tropics Pools and Spas. We make closing your pool easy, fast, and worry-free. Plus, we install safety covers to keep everything nice and protected. Thinking about that dream in-ground pool? Book your spot now. Spaces for 2026 are going faster than cannonballs off the diving board. Visit Southern Tropics Pools and Spas at 150 East Connecticut Avenue in Southern Pines or call 910-692-5200.
An alternative to public schools, Lee Christian School takes great pride in teaching quality academics while instilling biblical principles in students' lives. With a new STEM lab, a 16-to-1 student-teacher ratio, and a 95% college acceptance rate, Lee Christian School is committed to your child's future. Lee Christian is proud to offer amazing athletics like football and esports. For more information, visit leechristian.org or call 919-708-5115.
Let More Buildings and Carports build your two-car garage with concrete slab for just $13,900. Right now, take $800 off. Offer in soon. Call 910-684-7200. More Buildings and Carports on US 1 South in Bass.
With over 20 years of experience, visit Hardy's Equipment and see the new and improved LS Tractor MT2 and MT2E available now. These improved versions of everyone's favorite 32-plus horsepower tractor with an increased lift capacity of 2,000-plus pounds now has more standard features and more operator comfort like added air conditioning and a redesigned roof configuration, providing additional headspace for increased visibility. With an LS Tractor, now you can do more for less with legendary LS Tractor reliability. So mow it, grade it, till it or move it, join the LS Tractor family and do more today. See the complete line of LS Tractors assembled right here in North Carolina at Hardy's Equipment, 4809 Vass Carthage Road, or call 910-245-1644. That's 910-245-1644.
This is Patrick McBrayer at the Insurance Center in Southern Pines. With so many changes to Medicare this year, along with carriers pulling out of the market, there has never been a more important time to have a local, trusted agent to help guide you through your options. We have a team of agents ready, some who used to work for First Medicare Direct, to help you guide you through your annual enrollment. Call us today to schedule your appointment at 910-692-9251 or visit us online at sandhills-ins.com.
They're creepy, they're kooky, and they're coming to the Temple Theater. The Addams Family is live on stage. A hilarious, heartwarming show that's just the right amount of spooky. Join Gomez, Morticia, Wednesday, Uncle Fester, and the rest of the delightfully ghoulish Addams clan as they sing, dance, and turn family life upside down in this spectacular Broadway hit. You'll laugh, you'll shiver, and you'll have a frightfully good time. Performances run October 16th to November 2nd at Temple Theater. Tickets are disappearing fast, so don't wait. The Addams Family at Temple Theater. Creepy, kooky, and the most fun you'll have this season.
Are you ready for guests at your house this holiday season? You already have enough to prepare for with decorating, cleaning, and cooking. But what about the bigger jobs like painting, exterior power, and window washing? That's where Teeple's Painting and Janitorial Service comes in. They've been making homes here in Moore County look inviting since 1997. So call Tammy at 910-255-0202 to schedule an appointment and let Teeple's Painting and Janitorial Service help you welcome guests to your home this holiday season. That's Teeple's Painting and Janitorial Service, where one call does it all.
Now offering in-home sales consulting. Hi, this is Katherine Phelps, owner of Appliances and More, where creating relationships is our business. No matter if you're replacing, remodeling, or building a new home, Appliances and More now offers in-home sales consulting in the comfort of your own home. This will allow you to find the right appliance that fits your individual needs. Remember, low price guarantee, price match policy, we will not be undersold. Contact Appliances and More featuring Caraloha in the Town and Country Shopping Center, Aberdeen.
Give your desk and your back an upgrade. Turn any old workstation into a sit and stand workstation with an Alera raised desktop from Sandhills Office Supply. With easy access levers for simple adjustments, this space-saving design is affordable too. Experience the benefits of an Alera lifting workstation with a demo at Sandhills Office Supply on US 1 in Southern Pines next to Smithfield's Barbecue.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
This is Steve Woodward teeing off. When a study to identify the best small American cities in which to live recently concluded, nearly 1,400 qualified, with populations ranging between 25,000 and 100,000. That parameter excluded all Moore County towns, but just up the road, among the top 10 nationally, is Apex, North Carolina, at number 3. Fuquay-Varina ranks 30th. Wallet Hub, a consumer-focused personal finance company, rates cities on 5 key dimensions: affordability, economic health, education and health, quality of life, and safety. Thinking about a change of scenery? 3 of the top 10 are Indiana cities. Many small cities fall short of best by a lot, which leads to the obvious question: which are the 10 worst small cities of 2025? 3 are in Arkansas, 2 in California, 2 in Louisiana. Lowest ranked at 1,318th is Bessemer, Alabama, near Birmingham. Would it surprise you that Bessemer's had the same Democrat mayor since 2010? Or that 7 of the 10 are run by Democrat mayors? Next to last, Alexandria, Louisiana, has re-elected the same Democrat mayor since 2006. I'm Steve Woodward, teed off and chuckling.
Tuesday morning, maybe not quite as chilly as the past few mornings. Overall, fairly comfortable, though. As we head into the afternoon, we're just about as warm as the past few afternoons. Highs mainly in the mid-80s under a partly cloudy sky. Clouds increasing overnight with temperatures dropping into the mid to upper 60s. This ahead of a front that brings in some showers and storms late morning into the afternoon Wednesday. High temperatures 78 to 80 degrees. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Who wants a taco?
So, tacos? Who wants tacos? I'm buying.
Who want little tiny tacos? Today is National Taco Day.
Talk about something we can all agree to celebrate.
It's taco! Taco! Tacos!
Happy National Taco Day. Probably one of the best days of the year.
Tacos, 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 tacos.
Showtime.
Catfish shack feeding ducks on the water. Alabama sun and a Louisiana daughter. Summer heat wave don't get much hotter than the burn in that first kiss. Wandered on downtown to Silverado's. Crowd was line dancing and we were kicking bottles. Damn, it kind of felt like we done and hit the lotto. Free beer from 5 to 10. Got me wishing that I could live yesterday all day, every day. Stuck in a loop like punks of Tony. No talk on the ticker. I don't want to change. 24 more you loving on me. I skip Christmas and the 4th of July. They cross off the rest of the calendar. I take yesterday all day, every day. All of you for the rest of my life.
Good morning. Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with Stephen Woodward this morning. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, LeaderMan. Good morning, everybody, on this turbulent Tuesday in the Sandhills.
Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on a live audio stream and video stream. Those are available to you from our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Upper right-hand corner of every page has an icon that says On the Air, Listen Live. Click that once and you're listening to our audio stream. And if you're looking for a video and audio together, you can get to that by going to the middle of the homepage at the top where it says Watch Live Video and Replays. Click that and you can be watching that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area, well, it's going to be a pretty decent day today. Let's see what Mother Nature's calling for. Mostly sunny today, 83 for a high. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 65. Now, Wednesday, 70% chance of getting wet with a high of 80. Wednesday night, still good chance of getting wet, low of 55. Thursday, though, mostly sunny, 68. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all sunshine and high of 71 every day. Right now, around the Sandhills, winds are calm, pressure is 30-24, dew point 62, humidity 99%. We have sunny skies, 63 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, it is 8:34, 34 past the hour on this Tuesday morning. Glad you made us part of your day. Now, let me pull that up, stop that. One of the things I read in the news there during that segment of today's broadcast was the bit about a lot of people who are devoted to the, I guess, animals and their right to decent life, have started a petition called change.org. You can go to change.org and see it. But it's a petition to strip away the animal services part of the sheriff's department and put it up on its own. And much of the reason for that is, in fact, they say the request is that the sheriff's office relinquish animal services in its entirety. Now, why is that? Because if you ever dealt with them, you know, you drop a dog off, they won't have to try to adopt it out. They just go back there and stick the needle in it and be done with it.
You're talking about here in Moore County?
Here in Moore County. And I can't tell you how many people have gone to the shelter and say, you know, rescue groups say, I want that one, that one, that one, that one. And I'll be back tomorrow to get them. And come back, several of them have been euthanized already because it's so sloppily run. And I heard that a lot from animal groups. And plus, it's just they don't seem to have the welfare of the animal in their best interest. In case in point, now they have a portable little animal shelter they drag around to, say, the PetSmart and places like that. Park it out front, and you can go out there and see the animals through glass walls. But they're there every now and then. They should be parked there every day at that shelter or another shelter if they want to get these animals moving. But they have no problem with sticking a needle in it and saying, adios, buddy. And that's what...
well, not that I'm a big fan of government regulation, but are there not some limits to...
no, they just report how many they euthanize. That's all they do. Huh. And it's about, last time I looked, it was about a third of them.
Well, what does there have to be a cause? Like, does the animal have to be sick or violent? Or
no, those will get put down regardless, whether you're no-kill shelter or not. No-kill shelter, if you have a terminal illness there and you're suffering, they put you down. If and once in a while you meet an animal, it's just like rabies on them, you know, on their brain, you just cannot be controlled, and those have to be put down. But other than that, let's find a home for them. And that's what a no-kill shelter is. That's the same definition. They're sick and destructive. There's not much you can do for them. But all the rest, you got to put forth the effort to get them get them adopted out other than just being there. You know, you got to go out, like I said, to the places that pets supplies are sold and whatnot, and pull your shelter to go up there, and maybe bring some inside and put an inside pen in there to a little portable inside pen to let people see them. You got to make a big effort to move any kind of quantity other than just sitting there and treating the public like they're a nuisance.
Has the local so-called newspaper, the Pilot, done any reporting on the crisis?
Yeah, they reported on this group that's
petition?
trying to
Okay.
get the animal services taken away, and they want to hire a professional manager of animal services, not just another deputy. They get stick there at the bottom of the totem pole. They want professionals. They want, and the county itself, the commissioners want a veterinarian put there, which is a good idea because it'll more than pay for itself. And the savings in the vet charges that the place has to fork out, you know, to get dogs spayed or neutered, because they become a lot more adoptable then. You can request that NC State vet school come down and perform some of those simple operations like neutering or spaying, and they'll do it for the training. But regardless, we know it'll be better run when you got somebody hired that actually has the experience and the know-how how to run a shelter. And we got plenty of people in this county that do, and they don't have a badge. Just something for the brain to think on. Some things are better left out of the sheriff's preview. Now, will you ever need the deputy? Yeah, if you got somebody you got a abandoned dog or something that's got to be taken in. Well, you might be able to do it, but you may need protection from a badge from people getting in your business. But that's for another day. Let's see what the petition does. If you want to sign it, go to change.org. And if you want more input, show up at a commissioners meeting, and they give everybody, I think it's 2 or 3 minutes up front before they start the meeting to say what they want to say.
I think it's 3 minutes.
Instead of sticking it at the end of the meeting. So you got to sit through everything, which is, they finally took your time into account there. All right. Well, with that said, it's time to torture Steven some as we get ready to play our Tuesday little adventure of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? All right, all these questions come from a fifth grade curriculum in the U.S. Get 4 out of 5 or you ain't got the sense of a fifth grader. All right, we do this every Tuesday. Usually we do it during the first hour, but last hour we had too many things in front of us.
We had a big Taylor Swift discussion to deal with.
All right, 5 simple questions. Let's see how Steven does. And you can play along at home. Who was the first person to sign? You get a multiple choice, by the way.
Oh, thank goodness.
Who was the first person to sign the Declaration of Independence? Was it Thomas Jefferson, John Hancock, or George Washington?
That's a question you would think you would just know that intuitively as an American, and I shudder to think that I'm hesitating to answer the question properly. So it's Thomas Jefferson, John Hancock, famous, of course, for his distinct signature.
Making it big enough so the King George III could read it.
George Washington. I'm going to have to guess because I honestly don't know the answer. I'm going to go with George Washington.
John Hancock.
Really?
Yeah. Not only was his the biggest, But it was the first.
Well, I figured they'd defer to George since he was, kind of the top guy.
Thought wrong.
Okay, I'm 0 for 1.
All right, what do we call phrases like, quote, raining cats and dogs, end of quote, and, quote, piece of cake, end of quote? Is that an oxymoron? An, let's see, adage or an idiom?
Well, it's not an oxymoron.
Well, cats and dogs are opposite.
Raining cats and dogs, that's a piece of cake. Day at the beach, walk in the park. I'm going to go with adage.
It's an idiom.
Well, what's an adage?
It's an idiom.
I'm an idiom.
Which point of views do narrators use in the following sentence? Is it, she glanced back at her sink and distinctly heard the sound of drip, drip, drip? Is that first person, second person, or third person?
She glanced back
at the sink and distinctly heard the sound of drip, drip, drip.
Did you say first person?
Second or third?
I don't know. Third.
It is third.
Okay.
First person would be I glanced back.
Right.
Second person would be Stevie glanced back, meaning I'm saying it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be second person. And third person you just heard.
All right. 1 for 3.
What is 22 6/9 rounded to the nearest whole number? Is it 22, 23, or 20?
22 and 6/9?
Mm-hmm.
Rounded to the largest whole number. What are my choices?
22, 23, or 20?
$23.
It is 23. 6/9 is more than half.
Yep. Even I could figure that out.
So that would throw it up to the next one. All right, lastly, fill in the blank with the proper reflective pronoun. Mrs. Jones bought blank a cup of coffee. Is it her, them, or herself?
Mrs. Jones.
A reflective pronoun is what you're looking for.
Mrs. Jones bought blank a cup of coffee.
Now, I know you're sitting there on your English test going, now, I probably need a reflective pronoun in the next sentence, so let me write one out.
Yeah, no kidding. Like never.
You'll never need it again.
What are my choices
Ever.
again? Her, them, and herself?
Her, them, and herself.
Mrs. Jones bought. Herself.
It is herself. That's the only one that reflects back to her.
Well,
the other ones point somewhere else.
She wouldn't buy them a cup of coffee because one cup of coffee would not suffice for a group, of course. So what did I do? 3 for 3? 3 out of were
3
there
out
6?
of 5.
3 out of 5?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
You failed.
3 out of 5.
You got to get 4 out of 5.
Yeah, but in the...
You're a loser.
I know, but in any school system in the country, that would be considered valedictorian.
Yeah, because they have no standards.
Exactly. I'm a valedictorian in most places, yeah.
Hell yeah, you be ready for college, dude.
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, today, of course, is National Taco Day, whether they prefer chicken, fish, or carnitas. I don't know what a carnitas
Pork.
is. Okay. Whether they prefer chicken, fish, or pork, never heard it called the other, all taco lovers have one thing in common. They're high as hell. You know, that's the one place you head to after the bar closes.
Oh, after you've been drinking?
Yeah. Russian President Vladimir Putin turns 73 today. Now, if you want to get him a gift, he's registered at Bed Bath in Ukraine. And I would make a joke about him getting. I would make a joke about him getting old, but I don't want to fall out of the window suddenly. Busch Light is giving free beer to people who change their name to Hunter, or you can keep your name the same and enjoy good beer. A substitute teacher in Vermont was caught with cocaine in the class. Students knew she was on that something was wrong when she enjoyed her job. Postal worker in Washington was shot by an Amazon delivery driver. This news update brought to you by UPS. Burger King got rid of his mascot. Congratulations. People with nose rings and purple hair. Your No King protest actually worked. You're going to laugh at these if you're reading something else.
Well, I'm getting razzed by a listener about a failure to know who signed the first signee of the Declaration. He mentions
George, every time you heard John Hancock in your defense, it was always talked about how big his signature was and why. They didn't say he was the first to put the pen to paper there. Or parchment.
This loyal listener is even suggesting that George Washington may not have signed the Declaration.
I don't think he did either. Air Canada now offers complimentary alcohol to passengers. If Spirit did that, there'd be no survivors.
Good point.
Mark Wahlberg says that his kids love watching his movies because, well, the theater is empty so they can run around and play. Okay. And lastly, Rod Stewart says he doesn't have a bucket list because he's done it all. Well, Rod, I know something you haven't done. Find a hairstylist who isn't on mushrooms.
Okay, here's the answer. George Washington did not sign the Declaration because he was serving as the commander of the Continental Army and was in New York City defending the city rather than attending the Second Continental Congress.
Yeah, he made it safe so they could sign.
So thank you, loyal listener, for setting us straight on that. And the other thing I would note is that we were talking about the animal shelter, and I did a search on the Pilot website. They've been talking about animal kill rates at the shelter going back a decade. There was a headline in 2015 about the very same topic.
Yeah. Well, they need it again. All right. People are listing the things they don't get the appeal of at all, like social places where the music is too loud to talk to anyone, being mean just to be cool, and, of course, Taylor Swift. Every time you hear that, you say to yourself,
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
There you go. I don't get it.
I'm on board with that. I don't get the Swift phenomenon whatsoever, but I guess I'm not.
Did that article say anything else?
About what?
The animal.
Well, I was looking for the current coverage regarding the petition that you mentioned. I was unable.
I want to try the front page.
Find that story, but was it in Sunday's paper?
I don't know. You can get it off of Sand Hill Sentinel.
Oh, Sand Hill Sentinel. Well, maybe there I'm more on top.
That's where I got it.
Well, there you go. Give them a nod then. Maybe they're more on top of the story. Wouldn't be the first time.
If the Pilot doesn't have it, then they're in the sheriff's pocket.
The Pilot?
Yeah.
Performing acts of journalistic malpractice?
Oh, I know people have come to me and said that sheriff has directly threatened them, saying that if you don't do this, I'll make your life a living hell. That's what you have for your sheriff. Fox News says there are videos circulating on TikTok and Instagram featuring doctors, quote unquote, saying that once frozen, a slice of bread becomes completely different and 10 times healthier than it was before you froze it. Here's a clip of one of those videos.
When bread is frozen, some of its starch changes into something called resistant starch. Your body digests it more like fiber than sugar, and toasting it, that can slightly lower its glycemic index. And yes, small studies back that up. But this isn't a miracle hack. The real wins? Choosing whole grain bread, adding protein, and ditching sugary toppings.
Okay.
Well, I think you should avoid sugary toppings at all costs.
Well, but they're so good. You can cheat once in a while. So I was telling somebody that's on a diet I know of, and said to him, I said, well, you need to build in a cheat day or at least a cheat meal where you can kind of get what you want. Don't go overboard with it just because it's cheap, because then you got to earn those pounds off again. You know, a lot of people have been on our own diets. They say, well, they've lost 500 pounds. Yeah, the same 50 over and over and over and over again.
Well, we were talking during the break about my recent maiden voyage to the Angus Barn outside of Raleigh, and very good. And there was definitely a lot of caloric intake there on Friday evening with my wife, but it was very good across the board.
Let me see if I can get this up here real quick, or is it going to throw something in at me? No, I got it. Let's see. Let me pull it down here to the. Get off my screen, please. God, I get so tired of these websites that just grab your browser and say, no, let me shove this commercial on you. Now I'm going to take that one off and shove another one at you.
Wow.
And it grabs your browser down to nothing.
Yeah, it's a traumatic experience.
What was I getting ready to say? Okay. There are 30 best country songs about divorce, according to Taste of Country. Do you know a divorce song that's number one? Just to give you a sample of what they got. Let's see here. You got George Strait, Give It Away. That's not the one I'm talking about. Sugarland, called Stay. Garth Brooks, The Dance. Waylon Jennings, Dreaming My Dreams With You. Carly Pearce, What He Didn't Do. Just some of the divorce songs out there. But which one do you think came in at number one of the divorce songs?
Is that an open question?
Yeah.
All My Exes Live in Texas.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
It's this one.
Our D-I-V-O-R-C-E becomes final today.
That one I think is from the 60s or 70s. Do you know who's singing it?
Is that Loretta Lynn?
No. She sang it after she and her husband, who's a famous country star, broke up. She wrote it and sang it.
Well, Loretta Lynn's the only one that comes to my June Carter Cash. Well, it's not Dolly.
It was Tammy Wynette.
Tammy Wynette. That's
George Jones.
I was trying to reach for those legendary names, but I just didn't think of Tammy.
All right. This one's too good not to play. We got some good news for you.
Good news is good news.
I have good news on good news on good news.
Good news, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to some good news.
That's what I got for y'all today.
Okay, so what's the good news?
And the good news is...
Let's hear it.
All right. Last week, there was a youth football game in Arkansas where both teams showed sportsmanship by allowing a third grader named John Lyles to score a 70-yard touchdown. John has autism, and before the game, the coaches of both teams chatted about doing something special for him. Here are the coaches and John's mom talking about the special moment together. Play it.
It just kind of happened, and it was just a pregame audible.
Obviously, we were excited to be a part of the experience, and with about 45 seconds left, he walked over and said, "Hey, now's the time." We got our guys on the field, and I think what was the most fulfilling for us was when we explained it to our kids, even though they're 8 and 9 years old, they were excited.
Both sides, too. Valley View and West Side. Yeah. Their kids, their parents were clapping, ours were clapping, and our whole team was in the end zone with him.
I cried because it was just so special for John.
No. Nothing like putting a memory of his life in him that he'll remember forever.
Very special. She
and
cried.
They know who was going to win during the last 45 seconds anyway, so the fact that he scored made no difference in the outcome of that game.
It's kind of like, sort of reminds me of the movie Rudy a little bit.
Yeah. But he not only felt the excitement of people trying to dive at him to tackle him, but also, I guess, spiking the ball at the end and looking at the scoreboard and watching his points count on the scoreboard. And that's where they do count. So, good move, guys. All right, so it goes for this Tuesday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, 7 to 9 for a Hump Day Wednesday. Until then, be sure to support all the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airwaves, because they're the backbone of our economy. Your money will stay here, roll over, and create more jobs for all of us when you give them first crack at your spending dollars. Now, if you want to know why talk radio is the most effective form of advertising there is, bar none, and that means the internet too, well, give us a call here at WEEB and let us show you why it is so effective and why our advertisers stay on and on and on and on. They don't come off because it works so well for them. All right, that's it for me, the LeaderMan, and Nick and Colt the Dogs. We'll all see you this afternoon at the dog park.
Well, bye.
When I come back, you'd better be laughing.
So, what have we learned? Heck, I don't know. But this is one crazy show. Bye now.
Cut! That's it. Go home, everybody. None of this ever happened.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
I think we're through here.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much, man. That's pretty much all I got, man.
Okay, class dismissed. Rock on!
Well, let me tell you something. Everything comes to an end.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst,
Breaking news
Aberdeen.
this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. It is a somber anniversary as Israel commemorates the second anniversary of the Hamas terror attack. 1,200 people killed, 251 others abducted, and just 20 of them thought to still be alive. This man's son, an Israeli soldier believed to have been killed, his body apparently still being held by Hamas in Gaza.
We are all children of God and walk this planet together. I think this is where the international community should do whatever it can to put an end to this and allow us, the simple people that have been collateral damage for too long, to be able to have our family members back.
A grieving father speaking to the BBC. The Senate's failed again to pass government funding to end the week-old shutdown.
It was deja vu on Capitol Hill as 2 votes on funding the government each fell short of the 60 votes needed to advance. The same measures failed last week, which prompted the shutdown and the furloughing of hundreds of thousands of federal workers. Republicans and Democrats continue to blame each other for the impasse, but President Trump said the two sides are discussing the sticking point of extending health care subsidies. Greg Clugston, Washington.
The Democratic Attorney General candidate in Virginia not dropping out of the race despite having advocated the murder of Republican political foes and their families. GOP Senator Tom Cotton finds Jay Jones' remarks and actions very troubling.
It seems like at the time he just has had something of a psychotic break or a breakdown with reality, and he probably needs help. But what he doesn't need to be is the chief law enforcement officer for the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Cotton tells the Salem Radio Network all Democrats should denounce Jones' remarks and demand that he exit the race. Wall Street Dow futures up 45 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 56. More on these stories, townhall.com.
NCN News, I'm Mike Riley. North Carolina Representative Chuck Edwards is voicing his concerns about the ongoing government shutdown as it nears the 1-week mark. The Republican congressman who represents the Asheville area told WLOS.
I've been insistent that one of the absolute critical things that Congress should do is keep our government funded. And it's so unfortunate that right now politics has come into this.
The government shutdown and